It's not just the candidates that will oppose each other on next week's ballot. State question 754 is directly aimed at stopping the education funding question 744. But unlike the candidates, both questions have the potential to win. So Ed Murray joins us with a look at 754 and what it would mean if both are approved by the voters. Ed?
Well, Amanda, the resolution that became State Question 754 passed through the legislature with bipartisan support. But now, just like with 744, we're starting to hear comments like good intentions, but bad unforeseen consequences.
All this will do is stop like measures of 744 from coming to the ballot every year.
State Representative Leslie Osborne says she wrote 754 not only to stop the education funding mandate question, but to keep the current appropriations process intact. But this line in the resolution, that the measure could not require the legislature to fund state functions based on predetermined constitutional formulas, has several of her colleagues now opposed to it. State Senator Randy Brogdon says it could stop funding for 31 other agencies.
Don't expect the politicians to step up to the plate and just automatically give our counties their fair share of the road or the gasoline tax, or whether it's health care, or whether it's transportation or corrections. A lot of the agencies have built-in funding formulas that will be at risk if 754 passes.
Well, I've had several outside legal opinions, but it will not affect any of the current constitutionally provided funding formulas we utilize.
And what if the voters approve both questions, since 744 and 754 counter each other?
It'll wind up in court, obviously, and the court's going to make that decision.
Whoever receives the most votes is what would win if they were both positive.
Both are probably right. Title 34, Section 21, states if two or more conflicting amendments are approved in the same election, the one with the most yes votes prevails. That means something called voter fatigue could help determine the outcome. You see, 744 appears first on the ballot. 754 is question number 8.
And the longer the ballot, the more likely you are to see a drop-off in the number of votes cast as you go along the ballots.
Pat McGuigan of CapitalBeatOK.com has been following ballot initiatives in our state for most of his lifetime.
It's a crowded ballot. 754, there's now some confusion created. I wouldn't be surprised if voters default to a no vote.
Well, the latest numbers from Sooner polls show 754 has more support than opposition, but more than 20% are still undecided. As for 744, the no votes have risen since the last poll to more than 60%.